You're a fucking grown man.
Well, you'd think that.
Like
No,
that.
no.
Oh, Keith, you
Yes, he
mother.
did. Yes, he
Hold on,
did.
hold on, hold
You
on.
Yes,
son of a
he
bitch.
did.
I thought we were done with the lesbian discussion.
Keith likes some women like he likes his football jerseys. 4X.
If I had a band name, it might be called Significance Firm.
Like big girl porn is all interracial. And now, don't get me wrong, that's a good stereotype. Keith, you are an enigma inside of riddle, inside an STD, right?
Welcome, one and all, to the Story, Sports, and Sarcasm podcast. I'm Keith. I got my friends here, Jim and Bert. What is going on?
Just listening to a cat take a shit 20 feet away from me. Still going at it, by the way. Still covering it up.
Still covering it up.
I have to scoop that after we're done recording here.
How was your week other than that?
It was a week. You know. How
My
was your week, Keith? Rough
my-
week for you?
Rough week.
It
My
rained
week,
a couple days, so you probably didn't work.
I didn't do.
Because that's what stops him.
Yeah, I didn't.
Looks like
I
it might rain tomorrow. I shouldn't go in today.
I'd be successful if it wasn't for this weather. That's why he lives in Ohio, so he doesn't do anything.
No, I had a couple of decent days of work early in the week. I got a big project next week that's not weather dependent. It'll be all indoors.
Did you schedule that by accident?
No.
Heather did.
putting a floor in a house, putting a laminate floor down in a lady's house for her. And that'll be Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday. And Wednesday, the plan is to take a chimney off of a rental house. I don't know if I sent Bird a picture of that chimney. I sent Jim a picture of it. It looks like a really close to the end of a game of Jenga
Oh,
on the top of the house.
Yeah, it looks like a chimney from the cartoon version of
Willie and the
Grinch Stole Christmas, one of the Who's house.
it's a Tim Burton chimney is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got on the roof and I took a picture of it, and you can see the house next door through the chimney.
That's how you know you got good ventilation.
Yeah. So shockingly, it's raining inside the house. And
Feature.
I told the property manager about it, and he's like, "You think you can fix it?" I said, "It may be able to be fixed, but I'm not doing it." I said, "I'll take it down and board over the roof and put new shingles there if you'd like,
Yeah.
but I'm not fixing it. If you want it
Yeah.
fixed, you're gonna have somebody else do it."
Better make sure there's no plumbing vents or the current furnace is vented out.
Yeah, the current furnace is vented out. I checked that. The current furnace is vented out of the back of the house. And there's a fireplace in the house, but the first thing that they do when they buy these houses is they board over the fireplaces,
Yeah. That's what I would
because
do.
they don't want to hire chimney sweeps, so they just board over the fireplaces.
Yeah. And the only other thing would be check for the water heater, make sure it doesn't vent out that chimney. But
Yeah, they both vent out of the same vent in the back of the house.
we did that. We took our we had a water heater traditional. We put a tankless in, so it didn't have to vent out there. And then when we had our roof done 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we had the old chimney taken down. It was pretty close to that. I couldn't quite see the neighbor's house through, but it was about ready to fall down and kill somebody.
This
so.
one I was worried is going to fall off the house. Like, we had one, I don't know when it was, like it was May or something of last year, fell off of a house. It just blew off the house in the middle of the night. He had a huge concrete patio, and the only thing on that concrete patio was one of those little fire pits, and the thing fell and smashed the fire pit.
Ooh. Luckily, nobody got hurt.
Right. Yeah. Fortunately, it was the middle of the night. So it only scared the shit out of the resident. But this one, if it falls off the house, it's going to hit the house next door, right in the bedroom. So
Oh,
when he asked me if I could fix it, it absolutely not. I don't want to be responsible for that.
yeah. You don't want that.
Yep.
Jim asked me if I was going to have Shane take it down. I was like, hell no. He would just get up there and get up behind it and just give it a good push and let it fall off and let the pieces fall where they may.
Chimney's down.
Beyond catch
Shitters.
these bricks.
Shitter's full.
Yeah.
So what are you guys drinking tonight?
Topo Chico margarita
Oh.
hard seltzer.
Ah,
Sorry, that's a
I
little
just
loud.
got some Sazerac rye.
some Sazerac rye. Well, I just downed a monster beast unleashed.
Good idea.
Just absolutely downed it. And
Deep
then
throated it.
With his
And
piss
then-
tube.
right. And then
Oh
I've
yeah, where's
got
your bong at?
it's right behind me, right
I
there.
see it. You can't
If
see
I
it.
need
Oh
it,
yeah.
if I need it, if shit gets sideways and I need to use that, I've got it handy.
Oh,
And then I've got Blanton's
Yeah,
straight from the barrel, 130.3 proof.
nice.
That is very tasty. I don't much care for regular Blanton's, but that is very tasty.
So you got your VR hanging up there right behind, just in case shit
Just in
pops
case
off.
there-
You want to quickly grab it. And,
In case a race breaks out, I can
Yeah.
just swing it around and get her on right like that.
there
I'm
you
ready
go.
to roll. Actually, I could do the whole show. I don't know if you guys can see me though. Can you see me?
You can, yeah, we can see you. Thanks, Jordy LaForge.
So-
He's got it on backward. You got to put it on backwards to be Jordy. It's a little thinner.
So I've got I got iRacing and I got my VR hooked up for iRacing and it is badass. It's the coolest thing.
So what you're saying is you didn't need the monitors.
Right. That's what
He only has the middle. He only has the middle one on anymore.
Oh, you're gonna
He's
die.
disconnected the other two and put them up in the attic.
you know the thing is I
They're
actually
getting in the way now.
actually considering getting a different VR headset. Getting a HP G2 reverb.
I have no idea what that is.
Shouldn't
I
you
don't
get
either.
steady
'Cause I don't
work
even
before
know
you
if
get
I'm saying it right. But
So-
it is very cool. Like you can as you're sitting, if you like you can pick your head up and it changes the view of the hood. You can look around inside the car and like you
So when are you installing the Hans device on your seat for the
well, I got to get that other seat in so I can get my seatbelts on.
he's gonna have a hell or you know it, Bert, he's gonna come, he's gonna have a helmet sitting in the background with the VR attached to the front of it. He can just strap
Yeah,
on
I will tell
Hans
you.
device.
I'm going to tell you something. If I can figure out how to hook that VR into a helmet, like I'm going to take my VR and go over to Iron Pony and see if I can't get it to fit into the face mask of a helmet.
I'm
This
sure
is
you
what
can
it's
make
gonna be like right here.
It's just a wreck. Ricky can handle it. Now that's one of the nastiest
This is what it's gonna be right here.
Oh, no. Oh,
It's all right
You-
to say.
We're going to get a
We got
copyright
one.
strike.
This is gonna be you next week. You're gonna be on fire.
I'm on fire.
Oh,
Okay, the stupid shit we put our money on these days, right? As we're adults now, we can afford dumb shit. I wanted these since 1989, right?
Those Jordans.
Yeah, those are Jordan 4s. I've wanted these since 1989, right? So for full disclosure, I grew up in California. We were fairly affluent when we lived in California, and that's due to money, right?
Well, that was before
Money,
California
right?
went ridiculous.
It was still ridiculous back in the day,
Yeah.
but my dad moved a lot of weight.
Okay.
Just putting it out there. But but so we moved to Ohio and I'm poor, right? So we went from rich to poor. Well,
Yeah.
upper middle class to poor. And I wanted this shoe so bad. This is the shoe I had to have. Never could get it. I worked every summer roofing houses, but I had to buy regular school clothes. I could never afford the shoes and the school clothes. So
Yeah.
I found these. I found a guy that actually will take all the new retros, they have the Jumpman logo back here. They do not have Nike Air.
Okay.
So for $400,
Oh, is that including the shoe?
yeah, $400 total
Okay.
shipped to my house, right? And I got the original Nike Air logo re-stitched on the back.
Jesus.
I never had the Air Jordans when I was a kid. I had a pair of Bo Jacksons, and those
yeah.
were amazing.
So
Loved the Bo Jacks.
I had the Jordan 6s. Let me get a pair of them pulled up real quick. I had the 6s.
You're putting them on your VR. We can't see it.
See, how do I share? Share. Basic.
It's worth the wait.
So I had these,
Oh yeah, I wanted those too.
and I actually, as an adult, bought another pair of them. So I got a pair of those upstairs. And then the next year, I think they were these. And so I actually ended up buying a pair of these and a pair of these. So Heather, she loves when I spend money on stuff.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
she loves it. I spent $15,000 on bourbon back here, and then I found a new way to piss her off, and that was buying Jordans. So I bought 7 pair of Jordans one week. And
Hey, there she is.
she is.
Heather.
Forget you were recording. Oh, there
Oh.
you go.
She brought me my
Yeah, see,
Yeah, that's you gotta have the original logo like Bert's got. Come on, Keith.
right.
You're gonna spend that
yeah.
money.
What did you pay for those, and what did I pay for these?
I have no idea what I paid for them. I hesitate to remember how much I paid for them.
He doesn't want to say it too loud. He'll whisper it to us later when he's sure she's upstairs and the door's shut.
Did she
You
go
can watch her
upstairs?
on the camera.
Uh,
You can't see her.
Did she head upstairs?
She was heading that way.
Okay. Did she go around the corner?
Why don't you check the camera and show everybody like you did like 2 episodes ago?
You know she's gonna stab one of us to make a point, right?
Hopefully it's
Yeah.
Keith, not me. I don't want to be stabbed.
You don't want any of that?
I don't want to be stabbed. No. I think that'd be horrible.
Yep, she's back up on the couch. They were 160 a pair.
Ah. But they don't have the OG logo on.
No.
So it was $140 to get the OG logo put on mine.
Still worth
Fuck
it.
that.
Still worth it.
Yeah. So for collectors, mine are considered altered or modified, so the collectors
Yeah.
wouldn't even want them. That's okay because I'm going to wear them. I'm actually going to wear them. So not to play basketball in, which they originally. This is
No,
just,
those
Yeah, well,
things they're so heavy.
they are.
What happened to you guys in the basketball league you were trying to get me to
We're still
join?
working on it. I ordered the
Still
jerseys.
working on it. So you either just go play. What is there?
Well, no,
So-
we
Oh.
got to get people to get. What the hell? Did you just
my-
show me your jitterbug, Jim? Or Bert?
What is
My
that?
life alert. No, this is my TENS unit because it's shocking my back so I can sit up straight. I'm sitting on 2 pillows, a heating pad, and I've got 3 times the normal steroids that you're supposed to take in me because of my back. So I'm hoping that this final round of steroids clears it up. But that's the only thing that's inhibiting me. I've been actually shooting around at I have a gym at my church. They still let me in there for some reason, but but yeah, I've been shooting around. The first day I was shooting free throws, I was like 2 for 8 at the line. I finally
I'm
towards the end
I'm really solid at free throws. Like I've always I was always really, really solid at free throws.
well, I hadn't shot a basketball in years.
Yeah.
How about now? Have you shot a basketball recently?
Back during volleyball season, when the girls were warming up for games, I would shoot baskets. I'm still like dead on from free throw. Now I can't move and shoot like I used to be able to,
Yeah.
but the free throws where nobody's in my face, I mean, the muscle memory's still there.
I played basketball with Keith quite a bit. How long ago was that? 10
Several
ago?
years ago,
It was a while ago.
5 or 6 years probably. It's
we
been
didn't,
at
we didn't
least
shoot free throws, but I will give you credit. The big man can move.
Yeah. Yeah, he can move into the
He,
basket.
he also likes to donkey punch 70-year-old men on the basketball court.
You know what?
Ew.
I didn't start that, but yeah, Chubby got wheels. It's
Bert, were you there when so there's this guy he's like a icon in the community here. He's a slow pitch softball ref he would.
Okay. Yeah,
It's-
keep
yeah.
it going. I know that fucker. Yeah.
Okay.
guy was at
Fucker.
that guy was at least 30 years older than me.
Yeah.
So if you jump, he will bump into you, hit you in the ribs, and then back up and shoot. And then you fouled him. Bastard. Yeah, I know him.
See, Jim's defending this guy.
You guys.
He's dirty.
I
Dirty.
He was trying to post me up at all 5'6" of him.
Trying to get this light off. It's just blaring in my face. Yeah, I give the guy credit for being his age and they're playing basketball, running up and down the court. I mean, he was a umpire when my sister, who's 3 years younger than me, was like 10. So he's been around a while.
So
and, Keith just
Karen's the same age as me, or is she a little bit older than me?
she's 3 years younger than me.
So that would make her a year older than me, I think. Because I think you're 4 years older than me. You graduated in 94.
I'm 47. Let's just say the age and then.
Okay, you're
So how old are
47.
you?
I'm 43.
Okay, that's 4 years. So Karen is 1 year older than you. Yes.
Okay. I did not realize that. Like, you are definitely way older than me, but she
This
did
math
not
is like
seem like
beautiful
she was
mind.
older.
I know. I mean, what was? He's like, okay, so you graduated in 94.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I
when
didn't want to.
What year did you turn 21? He was like figuring.
Haley's Comet comes back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Now, I can only say this because I'm the math moron in the house, right? I've got
Oh.
2 children that are absolutely gifted in math. My wife comes from a math family. And they
A
all
math
love
family? Is
a
that
math family.
I was thinking the same thing. Is that a
brother
clan?
I don't think that's a thing. A math family?
Her brother is a physics professor at Xavier. Her father had a bachelor's and a master's degree in mathematics.
My father was a brain surgeon. Are you going to hand me a scalpel?
I've met your father.
No, actually, my dad was. My dad was a property manager, which is basically exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. No, but so that there's a strong math gene on that side of the family, and it got to my kids. What I do is like they'll say something stupid. I'll be like, I thought you were good at math. And they're like, that's nothing to do with math. I'm like, I'm disappointed. And I just walk away. They get so pissed off. Because both like when Jacob was in 3rd grade, they would ship him up to the high school to take freshman algebra.
Wow.
Yeah, and Jonah is considered gifted in math. It's the one thing they're gifted in. They're both gifted in it, but they lord it over me. They'll throw out some math facts. They like that one time when they were going up and down the steps, they wouldn't let the other one pass until they answered an equation.
Nerd alert. Nerd
Oh, yeah.
alert.
God bless
I
it.
just remember they were laughing. They were giggling like little idiots. And Jacob hands me a piece of paper. And he goes, Dad, I made you a pie. And it was 3.14159. And then Jonah goes, no, let me put some more digits on that. And I was like, you fucking nerds. I crumpled it up. I threw it on the floor and I walked out disappointed. I almost went out and got milk and never came back.
So fortunately, my son doesn't listen to this show, right? My oldest son. None of my sons listen to this show.
Nobody listens to this show.
No.
So
He thinks that people listen to this show. Anyway,
So-
go ahead.
Brittany and Carol.
Yeah.
dumbass got fired from his job.
Again, which time?
This time, this he called me yesterday. He's like, I answer the phone. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm editing some stuff for our podcast. What's up?" He said, "It happened again."
He's like, "You have a podcast?"
So
It
he
happened
tells me
again.
that he had to leave work to go to a doctor's appointment. And he was supposed to bring a doctor's note back. And he didn't, so they fired him. He was like, "I
Well,
didn't get a doctor's note."
I can.
But go back and get it. Be
So
like,
they-
oh, you're gonna
so they
fire me.
fired
Okay,
me.
I'll be back in 15 minutes.
So,
And
Bert, you and I have worked for actual business at companies before.
Yes.
Keith, you may not be familiar with this, but you don't get fired on your first, like, "Hey, I've got a doctor's appointment. I
Right.
can't come in," and no, I don't have an excuse. So this was not the first time.
okay, so I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I kind of leaned on him a little bit, and it turns out that he said that he left work to go to the doctor, and he was late to the doctor, and they wouldn't let him come into the doctor, so he didn't get a doctor's note. And I was like, that also
Seems a little
doesn't add up.
suspect.
That's a little suspect. That doesn't add up to me. So then he was late to the doctor, and he didn't even bother going in because he was late. So he didn't
Hmm.
get a doctor's note. So he tells me all this yesterday, and I'm like, I feel like there is something missing here.
I feel like you just
you're
didn't
not-
go to work that day.
You're not giving me all of the information.
Uh-huh.
So I called his mom today, and I was like, "Hey, did he have a chance to talk to you?" And she was like, "No, why?" I said, "Oh, let me fill you in on the information that I got." And I told her, and she was like, "I think that's bullshit. Let me call him." So she calls him. She calls me back about 20 minutes later. She's like, "Okay." She said, "He started giving me the same thing, but I can sniff out a lie on that little bastard." So what actually happened is they had a 14-hour day, and he worked the 14 hours, and he went home, and he went back the next day, and they had gotten through about 8 hours of it, and he decided he didn't want to be there anymore. So he told him he had a doctor's appointment, because
Hmm.
part I forgot to mention, his mom tracks all of his stuff. She's like, he didn't have a doctor's appointment. So he didn't have a doctor's appointment. He left work. He downloaded a doctor's excuse, manipulated it, took it back to his work, and they fired him for falsifying documents.
Oh, good gosh, where does he work at?
Is a
NASA?
union electrician job.
This must have been a terrible forge.
You know what?
What did it have
let
the
me text
watermark
it-
on it still when you don't pay to
let me
download
text-
something?
Let me text him and see if he can get it to me.
Please.
I actually, he got it to me. I've got it right here. Hold on.
Okay.
There it is.
I cannot believe that didn't pass.
I know. So real.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Heath came here.
Yeah.
Legit doctor's note. Signed Doc.
Doc.
Was it Dr. Dean? Was
No, I actually asked Dr. Dean one day. I was like, "Hey, you're a doctor." And he was like, "What do you
Sorta.
want?"
Yeah.
I
You're a-
said, "Can you write prescriptions?" He said, "No, I can't."
Oh my God.
I wanted I didn't want, it wasn't like I wanted narcotics. I needed him to write me a prescription to have tinted windows on my car.
Keith has no problems asking anybody, no matter
Oh,
how
no.
well he knows
I asked
them, for the
Dean
most
to,
awkward things.
I asked Dean to adjust my neck at our fantasy football draft. He was like, "I've been drinking." I was like, "Can you still adjust it?" He was like, "Yeah, lay down." Which means he had enough to drink to not worry about whether or not he was going to kill me.
Well, he figured if he kill you, you couldn't sue him anyway.
I think I could have.
He probably has enough
Eh.
money to have bribed us all. I mean, we're
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all, he would have paid y'all to bury me in his backyard.
I would not
I
rat him
learned that
out.
if you're gonna kill somebody and bury them, you need to dig the hole and bury them standing up so that because they won't they won't see it when they fly over. It doesn't look like you're burying somebody laying down. You bury them standing up. You like
ground
tunnel a hole
penetrating
down.
radar only shows a cylinder, not a body. Right?
Yeah.
I've told you what I would do if I ever had to hide a body, right? And I'm going to throw this out here because I don't think it'll ever get challenged. I'm
Uh-huh.
going to go to the county website, look up registered sex offenders. I'm going to look for the first one. I'm going to take the body and shove it right into their crawl space. And then I'm going to call the cops and be like, hey, I think I know where that body is. And they're going to be like, all right, Lester, we got to go. What's Lester going to do? He's going to be like, shit. Yeah, well, it's in there, I guess. But
Well,
that's not my corn cob. You know,
I've always said, and God, I shouldn't say this because then this is where they're going to look for her. If I were to kill somebody, I would take him to the wastewater treatment plant and throw him in an aeration tank, because in an aeration tank, I watched a deer jump into an aeration tank, and what it is they blow a lot of oxygen through the dirty water, and it makes the bacteria eat itself. So it's like being in a hot tub. You know how you sit in a pool of water and you kind of float, but when you sit in a hot tub, you don't?
yeah.
That's because of the aeration in the water. So in an aeration tank, your buoyancy level is about 5.5 feet below the surface. So no matter how hard you swim, you can't get to the surface.
What are we talking about here?
I know the shit took a turn.
Like you're talking
matter-
about buoyancy levels and
The buoyancy in an aeration tank is 5.5 feet below the surface. So no matter how hard you swim, you can't tread water enough to get to the surface. So you drown swimming as hard as you can.
I thought it was a dead body you were throwing in there. It's not.
Well, yeah, but even if you threw a live body, I mean, you don't have to kill him before you throw him in the aeration tank, because
It
shit'll work
helps.
itself out.
Yeah. You don't
It'll
want to
work
show
itself
up.
out.
You don't want to show up with scratches on your arm or
Yeah,
something like
come on,
that.
Keith. Don't you watch Dateline? It's the
Yeah.
What
first thing they
what
do.
am I, an amateur?
Yeah, this amateur hour.
So near-death experiences. This week, I had 2 near-death experiences on the same day.
Did Heather find out how much you spent on your monitors? And then
No, I was driving down the freeway. I was on 270 coming up on Easton. I'm in the left lane of getting off at Easton. If you've been up there, it's
Yeah.
like 8
Oh,
lanes
yeah.
wide.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm in like the 4th lane over from the left or from the right or the left. It doesn't matter. It's the same lane.
Were you
And I'm
driving
just-
through, or are you going to get over? You're
I'm
just driving-
getting off at Easton,
Okay.
but I have to be in the left lane because I'm going past Easton and going to 161 to go to Westerville.
Yeah.
I was going into Huber Village. So I'm cruising along. I'm in that lane. I'm going 75 probably. And about 2 or 3 lanes over to my left, I see there's a Mercedes SUV, flips his turn signal on, and then crosses 4 lanes going 40 miles an hour slower than me.
He put his signal on.
Right. So I expected him to move over 1 lane. I did not expect him to get into the lane that I was in.
He just
Basically Flintstone pushing his car. So
he just put the signal on and went full send to the
full
right.
send.
Yeah.
So I stood that GMC up on its nose, shit flying around. I got shit landing in the front seat of the car. So there was that. So I went and did the job that I was going over there to do. I got
Wait,
home.
are you sure you weren't that it was not your fault with being distracted from your ladder just going woo in your ear the whole time? You zoned out and it was maybe you caused this problem. Yeah.
That ladder has been really rough. Like I said, it's been really rough. I don't know if it's the way the air flows over the GMC or the fact that I'm closer to the front of it or what, but it's been rough lately. So then I get home, I take my shower, I come downstairs to do something, something on the computer, whether it was play iRacing or edit or watch porn. I'm not sure. I don't remember which one it was.
All three.
All three at the same time.
You got 3 monitors now. You can have all 3 going.
And VR.
And VR, yeah.
I bought some jelly beans. I grabbed a jelly bean, popped a jelly bean in my mouth, chewed it, swallowed it, choked on it. It's blocking my airway. Like I go
How
upstairs.
skinny is your trachea? Jelly bean is like,
Well, when you
quarter the
flat,
size.
I
Yeah.
believe you could swallow way much more than that.
how old are you? You're eating jelly beans anyway.
I love jelly beans.
Oh.
I went into the Easter aisle like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago and bought every different kind of jelly bean they had. I've had, how much is in this? Because this is gone. This was the day I choked was the day I opened this.
You're not
and
even buying the good jelly beans.
Well, no, I bought all the jelly beans. I bought every different kind of jelly bean they had. I got Jelly Bellies. I got I
Yeah.
got 3 flavors of Starburst. I got Skittles jelly beans. I got all the jelly beans. So I go upstairs and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how to get Audrey's attention because she's going to have to give me the Heimlich maneuver.
70-pound Audrey.
Yeah,
is gonna have
70
to
pound
give-
Audrey. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like Grayson's gonna have to I'm gonna have to talk Grayson into giving me the Heimlich maneuver. So like I'm literally dying upstairs. I'm turning blue and shit. And finally I am able to get enough air into my lungs to cough this thing out. And I almost didn't eat any more jelly beans that day.
Yeah. Except the rest of that
Almost.
bag.
It was the first jelly bean out of that bag, and it did not deter me enough to not finish it off.
How you choke on a jelly bean? They're so small.
Well, I bit into it and I chewed it like twice and then swallowed it and apparently had flattened it out
Oh yeah.
as flat as you could get a jelly bean. And it went in flat and blocked.
Might as well
everything off.
swallowed a quarter.
Right.
What is that you got going on there, Bert?
What?
Mornhub.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So this last week or a week or so ago, the day we were going to do the car show thing. I think we talked about that on the last show. I had an event to go to and we went and there were some Asian people there, like in our group, and
Asian
they were great.
American.
Asian American.
Come on, Bert, you're
Like
Keith.
I expected them to not be able to speak any English, and the one grew up in Indiana, and the other one did Bert leave?
I'm here. Go ahead.
It
One
still
grew
says
up-
your name.
One grew up in
I
Indiana.
want to change your name when you do that.
One grew up in Indiana. I don't remember where Oliver was from, but we were talking, and they got talking about Chinese food. They got talking about Chinese food. And I was like, oh, there's this. And we actually had dinner there last night. There
Were
was
they
this,
Chinese or were they?
I don't know. I didn't ask them.
Go ahead and say it.
He's not that subtle.
So
Go ahead and say it.
I asked them, I was like, I said, there's this Chinese place where I live that we really like. And they're like, is it authentic Chinese food? I said, it's in a strip mall next to a T-Mobile. So I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Everybody was being paid. So it's definitely not. I didn't see any children working back there. No.
One of my favorite Chinese places is over on the west side. It's called Wok Wok Kitchen, which I feel like is racist, but it's not. For some reason, like I've watched the kid grow up because he was 7 when I first started going there.
Walk.
What you
Wok
want, Mr.
Wok
Yule?
Kitchen, and they have.
Did he
the
have a
best-
cameo in Indiana Jones?
They have the best fried rice.
Wide Weiss.
Fried rice. Wide rice. You're such an ass.
And canceled. All right. Well, it was
You
great.
know,
This is
actually,
we pay for all this, so I don't think we can get canceled.
I had Chinese today actually for lunch in the old
Ah.
Hunan Garden up here, which is really good.
Is that the one that's on the hill up next to Rural King?
Yeah, yeah.
That one
The-
is very good.
you
They
know
got
the-
really good egg rolls.
The lady that used to be there 24/7 answering the phone, she's not there anymore.
No?
Nope. She did the Hunan Garden, may I help you?
Yeah. There was this one over here by where my parents lived. It's by where Grayson lives now. So you'd call them and you would order it and they would go, all right, 10 minutes. And
Yeah. You have no idea if they got your
I
order
have no
or-
idea if they got it. And I was like, and so I said, okay, well, how much is it? And they were like, oh, 10 minutes. And I was like, no. I need to know how much money to bring. They were like, oh, 15 minutes. All right.
All right, let's moving on here. I think we've done our damage to the Asian community.
No.
That's
There's
right.
it is what it is. It's like, it is what it is. We're not being hateful because I love all the Chinese food places that I go to.
Tell me about all of your Asian friends right now. That's the only way it's going to save us.
I don't think I have any Asian friends other than Oliver, whom I met this weekend, and he lived in Pennsylvania.
You're confusing the Asian with the Amish.
Yeah. All right. So you got some headlines, Bert? Let's get off this subject, please. Keith has been walking the tightrope here.
Okay. yeah.
Subject.
All right. Well, let's see here. Let me got to move the old Morin hub so I can bring up the show sheet. So, okay, I've got a couple headlines. We'll just see how you react, right? I'll read them off. You guys can react. So in California, a mountain lion attacks a man from behind while he was relaxed with his wife in a hot tub.
Was
From
that
behind? Was it a real
what?
mountain lion or
It was a real mountain.
a swingers party and a guy was dressed like a mountain lion and got him from behind?
I
wasn't
think
a short-
I think a mountain lion would refer to that as soup.
Yeah.
Now, I have a before you go on, I have a headline actually. So I heard this week, and I know that we have talked about what has been referred to as to us as the WNBA.
Mhm.
I was expecting Jim to go, the what?
We hit on Asians pretty hard. I'm gonna let that one slide a little bit.
So actually, 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady, he has become a minority owner of the Las Vegas Aces WNBA team.
Wait,
WNBA, is that
wait, hold on. I'm sorry. How is he a minority? He is a white guy from California. He's not a minority. He's whiter than I am. That's not a minority.
Grayson and Tom Brady are the only two people that are whiter than you are. And I refer to Grayson as, quote, damn near translucent.
Yeah, you can see his vital organs. But Tom Brady is
so
not.
Tom Brady in his retirement has decided to get into bad business decisions.
Right. I mean, why would you invest in the WNBA?
You know, I just wish Isaiah Thomas would take over the WNBA to end it right now. Every league he's been a part of, he has just ended the franchise.
So what? So the WNBA teams lose games, or I'm sorry, lose money hand over
Yes.
fist.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Tom Brady's like, sounds like something I should
I
get
want-
involved
Give
in.
me some of that action.
Did you see that Michael Jordan, he bought the Charlotte
Yeah.
Hornets for $180 million, and he's about to sell them for 1.2 or $1.9 billion with a
That's-
B.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to own that franchise till he died. I figured he'd be running it long after he was dead, since he already ran it into the ground.
Right.
Yeah, and that has nothing to do with Michael Jordan. It has everything to do with just the value of sports franchises.
Right.
Now. It's not. He didn't make some strategic moves to make that.
Well,
Franchise.
Jordan has had the same business manager forever, and I can't remember the guy's name.
You know, he has his own private. Excuse me. Private golf course.
Does he really?
Yes. Yep.
Well, LeBron did the same thing with Maverick Carter. Basically, hired his good buddy as his business manager, and then who's his agent? It's I don't know. He's dating Adele right now, but these are all his high school friends, people that are loyal to him, and they've been loyal to him for 20 plus years now. It seems to work. I mean, I know like Jordan's business partners are like Rod Strickland, who played in the 90s, and a couple other guys. Hot Rod, yep.
Nice.
So SD Portnoy.
Oh, yeah.
So I listen to a lot of racing podcasts, and one of them was the general manager for 2311 Racing, which Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin started a NASCAR team together.
Yeah, he was doing motorcycle racing, like professional motorcycle racing. But yeah, go
But
ahead.
but Jordan is very involved with the team, and like he's constantly in contact with their drivers, and he doesn't accept excuses from them, which I think is awesome. It's like when Bubba Wallace did something and he called Michael about it. It was when I believe when he dumped Kyle Larson last year on purpose, he had to call Michael and tell him about it, like tell him that he got suspended. And apparently Jordan wore his ass out over it.
On a side note, did you see that Larissa Pippen, Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, who's 48, is dating Marcus Jordan, Michael Jordan's son, who's 32? And she's saying that if she gets married, that she's going to change her name from Pippen to Jordan.
Oh, is that real?
Yes, that is real.
Oh my god!
Does that make her a 12-time NBA champ or what?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
don't know.
but if you're Marcus Jordan, right?
So
Yeah.
Marcus Jordan didn't win an NBA title. So he's
No.
got NBA champion seed.
Yeah.
So she's got seed from Pippen, and then she'll have seed from I think she'll only be a 9-time champion.
It's watered down a little bit.
Right. Well,
All
I
she
mean,
needs to do is bang Phil
that's
Jackson.
watered down. That's 4.5. So yeah, she's a 4.5-time champion.
And until she starts dating Dennis Rodman, that's then
Uh-oh.
all bets are off.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah.
So if you're Marcus Jordan, right, you carry the Jordan last name. You played at I think it was University of Central Florida, where you were a mid-range college player, and you had a good career. You didn't go to the NBA. You've got I think it's a fashion mogul enterprise. What are you doing with a 48-year-old woman, right? Why? What's the point there? I mean, she's hot, don't get me wrong, but that's a fling and go, right? That's what I don't get with these guys, like the Tiger Woodses of the world, right? Tiger Woods' sin was that he got married and had kids. If not, who cares?
Yeah,
Right?
Elin Nordegren beat the windows out of his leased Buick.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you're Tiger Woods and
She
you
used
see how
his Titleist to knock the windows out of his Buick. That's 2 sponsors in one swing.
But honestly, if you're a young Tiger Woods and you see this career unfolding where you're going to be a multi-billionaire from golf, snip, right? And just go party. Golf party. That's all you have to do in life.
Well,
Why
that's
would you
what
want it?
He was doing, but he was doing
Right.
it while he was married.
Why get married, right? And then he
Yeah.
lost half his shit.
Half his
But
shit.
half his shit was
Yeah.
still like I would. Oh, if I had Tiger Woods' money, I would definitely risk half of it.
and get married? What would be the point?
Keith's been married 3 times without any money. so-
Yeah, yeah. I'm
What the
hell?
absolutely broke.
You've lost half of nothing 3 times. You're the only person that I know that's successfully divided by 0. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. So next headline is
What a
they
dick.
programmers tasked an AI platform. Elijah Craig.
Okay.
Barrel proof.
So programmers tasked an AI platform with a small budget to create another AI platform. So what that AI platform did was they hired an employee so that they could get past the,
Are you a robot?
Yeah, the CAPTCHA, are you a
Yeah.
robot? They hired a guy, made a phone call, a voice phone call to this guy and said, he's like, well, why do you need me to do this? Oh, I'm visually impaired. So AI called this guy, paid him to check mark that I am not a robot because, well, it is a robot, to create another AI platform, and came in under budget.
He came in.
That's the most impressive thing.
Look at
Watch
this.
out, Sarah
Use my
Connor.
shoes to put my cans in so they don't fall over.
Okay. Is
Fortunately,
that real? Is that real, Bert? Like
That is
I
a
don't-
real story.
I don't understand. So how did the AI? What
So they
voice
used-
did it use? Why? How did it get a phone number? How did this? I'm very
So-
curious as to how this went down.
The vast majority of your auto attendants now when you call like 1-800-ATT or call ATT or Spectrum,
Sure.
those are all AI, right? And
Right.
those are what you're listening to is like 2nd or 3rd generation AI. 5th generation AI is so smooth you can't even tell anymore. You can actually, they have AI newscasters on TikTok, which are somewhat glitchy.
it's
but
like
they're
our
very
Snoop Dogg
close.
intro was AI.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah, but how did it create its own content and its own
they give
job
it a,
description? And they had to have written that into the programming.
well,
No.
they give it a particular set of instructions, and then it scours the web based on those instructions and figures out the best path towards making all this happen.
So I'd seen something with AI. You're a Seinfeld fan, aren't you, Jim?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So they made an AI Seinfeld and they just turned it loose with the beginning of with the beginning script of Seinfeld. And they did animated characters for it, and within like 3 weeks it became self-aware that it was AI, which is problematic when AI
think?
becomes self-aware, shit gets real. So they ended up having to shut it down. Like they had to kill the AI to keep it from
Are we
going
leading
off
up
the rails.
to the Will
Oh, yeah.
Smith iRobot movie?
Oh, it's not even that. We're talking more like Terminator stuff. Like Sarah Connor's in trouble. I mean, it's coming.
Why would AI want to kill us though? What does it have against us?
We're competition.
We are.
See,
We're no competition actually
yeah.
for AI. Look at us. We're sitting here freaking 20 after 9 on a Friday night drinking and talking about dumb shit. Why would it
Talking
even
about
That's the fucking American dream.
why would it even worry about what we're doing?
20 after 9 on a Friday drinking and talking about dumb shit is what everyone aspires for.
Wait till AI becomes more America than America is. Shit's getting bombed. Mexico bombed.
Wait till
Guatemala bombed.
wait till American AI and Chinese AI have a problem with each other and hack in and start a nuclear war against each
I
other.
don't want to start shit with Chinese AI. I can tell you that for sure.
I don't want to start with shit with anything Chinese. They got like 9 billion people over there. They'll just throw bodies at us till we have no more bodies to shoot at. Or no more bullets to shoot at their bodies.
Have you seen our latest aircraft carriers?
Mm.
Quite literally, they can take out an entire fleet on their own.
Ours?
Ours, yeah. We
Oh.
have, and we've ordered 15 of them. One isn't actually in the water now, but there are 14 more that are coming that literally can take down. They're more powerful than top set or the bottom 7 navies. Yeah, there you go.
That's
Coterie, not for spying.
Did you know the latest the US now has the top 2 fastest planes in the world. And by the way, it was a secret and it actually debuted in Top Gun 2. So
that Blackbird or whatever.
Yeah. So the new Blackbird is in Top Gun 2 and nobody knew it, but it is the fastest plane in the world. Of course, the SR-71, the original Blackbird, is still the fastest, well, the second fastest plane in the world. We own the top 2.
SR-71 wasn't initially supposed to be a spy plane. It was supposed to be a fighter.
Right.
And it was so fast when they were testing it, it would shoot bullets out and then run into them.
These things, have you seen these the Raptors that we're making that can basically hover straight up in the air and then turn like this and then turn like this and then level out and take yes.
So
I've watched videos on these.
They had the one. Did you see the one that they had that they were testing and it crashed in Texas?
No.
The guy brought it down and something happened when it landed. It shot back up, not far, but he started losing control of it and it auto ejected him.
Oh, jeez.
It didn't cause a whole lot of damage to it, but it auto ejected him on like the runway. So it shot him up in the air and he fell. And when he hit the ground, I think his chute deployed because it didn't have time to deploy by the time he hit the ground.
The United States invented both 5th and 6th generation fighter planes. I get it. China's got nuclear weapons. It's always a threat. They're a threat to destabilize the region. But they're not really a threat, right? If they start lobbing nuclear missiles over this way, we've got the Iron Dome, which would knock down probably almost all of it. I'm hoping.
The Iron Dome couldn't take out a weather balloon that floated across our country for
now that we're tuned into it.
Yeah, they're shooting down all kinds of shit. So the NORAD, they had the specs turned up on it so it didn't pick up the weather balloons. Well, once they saw the weather balloon, they turned all that stuff down and now they're shooting fucking everything out of the air.
Oh yeah.
Like if you fly a kite a little too high, it's going to get hit. They're going to use a $22 million missile to shoot down an $8 kite.
Sidewinder.
The Patriot missile is 30 years old and has been going through upgrades every single year.
That's the one that they used in Iraq, isn't it?
The original Gulf War, Iraqi freedom, or not Iraqi freedom. Kuwait, was it Kuwait freedom? I forget what they called it.
No, it was Desert Storm.
Desert Storm.
Desert Storm, Desert Shield.
While we're on this, we have a missile now. I forget which one it is that they took the warhead off of it and put spinning blades. Have you seen this one? They just took out a terrorist with it.
So it's like robot. It's like robot versus humans.
I don't remember which one it is. It's not a Patriot.
Well, I can't wait for AI to get a hold of that fucker.
So they just took out a terror. That's how I heard about it. I saw it on the news. And they were all talking about this new weapon. It's laser guided and it doesn't explode. So they can fire this thing through your front window and take you out standing there it just shreds you with these blades when it comes in and doesn't blow up the whole building.
You know, there's some military technician that has got that video and he's like put the salad shooter like music to the salad shooter.
So did you see where Russia took out that drone?
Yeah.
I'm not sure he meant to take it out.
Well, no, they were trying to take it down. I don't think they meant to hit it.
Yeah. He was like, oops.
Because I talked to Kyle about it. Kyle's big into aviation and we talked about the drone, we talked about crop dusters, and we talked about F-16s. And all three of those were the same conversation. Because I was asking how a F-16, when the wings are back, how it flies with the ailerons. And he said that they don't have ailerons. So I'm an idiot.
Here it is right here. Before impact, 6 blades fan out of the front of the missile. They launch it from a drone.
So the whole time that
That's
this thing
scary
is
shit.
the whole time that this thing's flying, it's rotating at the same time.
No, just before impact.
Oh, okay. So it starts rotating before impact.
Yes,
Do you need me to stop sharing?
I got it. There we go.
Holy shit.
Look at me.
Have
Look,
you
I
been
told you, and
practicing all week?
I
on how-
told you, look, I connected 3 programs together, and this was not simple. This was
how
like
many YouTube
you had
videos did
to-
you watch?
none. I watched one webinar on it that our software company had available for it. This is not simple. Like, you had to tag what you wanted tagged in our software, go into Zapier, create a webhook through Zapier, import the correct things, then through MailChimp. This is
It
pretty
sounds
much
complicated.
pretty much what they do in the military.
In the
I mean,
military?
I'm
Jim has
waiting
moved
for
on from CompuServe to AI now. It's
Yeah,
AI
right.
Jim.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
not even really here. This is just
So-
AI.
So
Right, yeah.
I
I
needed
fell
to,
asleep 2 hours ago.
so with my VR, I was losing frames. So it was dropped down to like 38 frames per second, which is not enough. So I watched a YouTube video. I went through I spent 3 hours tuning this thing. So now I get 40 frames per second.
Does it look like one of those old timey car films?
Well, the thing is, I can mess with it and get it where the cars are a little bit blurrier and I get higher frame rate, which is fine. Like, I can't read Toyota on the bumper, but I can still pass them. So
There you go.
I'm almost out of ice. This is not good.
We have
Oh,
to
Heather.
drink it like a man.
This is all the ice I got left.
Drink it neat.
I don't like it neat. I gotta have it cooled a little bit. I don't like warm liquid.
A little bit. You put a 4-pound block of
Ice
ice
cube.
in that cup.
Yeah, when I get it, the cup it's like this much of it is an ice cube.
You got to use those ice tongs like they used to have to use in the.
Got to sink the
50s.
Titanic with that fucker.
I built a barn in the backyard to use as an ice house.
Going out back to get some ice for my drink.
So no, I've got it's like, I don't know, it's probably 7 ounces of ice. And then I've got the little cylinders too, the spheres of ice, but I don't like those as much.
We've had a round ice maker for a long, long time. And when people come over and they get ice out of our fridge, they're like, why are your ice cubes round? I'm like, well, they're not cubes, ice spheres.
Ice
But-
spheres.
Ice spheres.
Let me see if Heather's still in my living room. She is.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can get a new ice cube.
Good gosh.
Just, yeah. You know, I always joke that I think you should have that feed onto our feed here. But then I think there's going to be that one day Heather's going to let her guard down and not be dressed, and you're going to put her on the podcast.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about Keith doing weird shit in there when nobody's home. Somehow that comes through. On the
What is
podcast.
love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Oh, you were talking about. I was going to say that earlier when you were talking about the Lions.
Oh my God, she is so awesome.
Did you hear about
She's already getting me an ice cube.
I stumbled across this, came down my Facebook feed. I was on Joe Rogan's podcast. It was a clip. He was talking to some guy and I had to Google this because it sounded so odd to me. There is a region in India where there have been hundreds of thousands of people killed by the tigers in this area. Like they are actively hunting and eating humans. So I looked this story up, and still to this day,
Why
it
are
is
you so
50 to
mean?
60 people a year are killed by these
I
tigers.
get this.
If you want it. 60 to 100 people a
Heather!
year are killed by
50
tigers
to
and
60.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Joe Rogan, it's his tigers.
It's Joe Rogan's tigers kill 60 to 100 people a year.
50 to 60, Keith. Get it right.
It's Heather.
Yeah.
Heather,
Hello.
who?
Wow. I'm so proud of you guys.
Can you hear her?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah.
her.
Okay.
So
No, we
glad I
can't.
get to
I'm so
attribute
happy she's
to
proud of us.
alcoholism.
What was that?
I said I'm so glad I get to attribute to the alcoholism.
I actually had my liver tattooed with your name on it. So it was really painful. I got the H in there. I'm gonna get the rest of the sleeve done later this month when I get,
Okay.
get some
I need
extra
a
money.
sleeve. I need like a gastric bypass sleeve is what I need.
You need to just use that treadmill sitting over your right shoulder. You
Fuck
use as a coat
that.
rack.
That seems that I don't want to walk on my coat rack.
You know, you need a piece of tape just to put over your mouth to keep you from eating and saying dumb shit. That's the, that might save a lot of problems for you.
So
Just
our
there.
new theme song, I played half of it to Heather and she was like, "Turn this off." Wow.
Oh, you didn't hear the end.
No, she didn't hear the end.
Oh man, the ending is the best part.
Ah, I don't know.
I'm sure it is because it means it's over.
You say that, but it's never really over.
It's never really over. Hey, do you want to do one more thing for me while you're down here?
What else do you need, princess?
There is another Monster seltzer in the refrigerator. I'm planning on doing some drywall work. And could you bring it down? Definitely burnt wall.
Assholes.
I'm sure I missed something. It's okay.
All right.
I'll get you the one. Is it my peach one though?
No, get me anyone other than the
Oh,
peach one.
okay.
All right, love you.
Oh, so speaking of big cats, so there was a man who had an African servile cat, which is it's about 3 times the size of a normal house cat, and it escaped. And they captured it. They found cocaine in the cat's system.
Oh God.
So this guy had a cat, which by the way, oh, there you go.
So this one is
It's
scary
juicy.
berries. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means.
Well, they're dingleberries that are now raspberry flavored.
Off the cocaine cat.
Off the cocaine cat. Maybe it's that cat that they used to make coffee, the capybara, or no, it's Cappy Luau. But so they find this cat, they test its blood, it's got cocaine in it. So this guy has, by the way, these servile cats are dangerous. They're more aggressive than tigers and kill human beings. They're big
How
enough to do this.
big are they? Jeez.
I think they get to be about 45 pounds.
Big.
So now it's now in the Cincinnati Zoo. God bless Ohio for taking in all everybody else's rejects.
What do they need that in the zoo for?
So did you guys see the video, or not the video? I don't know if you saw it. You may have saw the video of the guy in Circleville that got attacked by the zebra.
No.
You didn't see that? It was on the news.
I'm thinking this is gonna be a meth zebra if it's
No.
Circleville.
The guy's actually a friend of ours. He owns zebras down in Circleville, and he got attacked by the male zebra and ended up losing part of his arm over it.
Jeez. What, these
Did that happen this year?
It happened
that-
like 3 weeks ago.
I thought you had another friend that was attacked by Heather has a friend that was attacked by a zebra, doesn't she?
Yes. It was the same zebra that attacked Heather's friend, attacked the owner of the
I'm-
zebra.
I'm sorry.
Why was this
zebra-
thing not killed after it
Yeah.
attacked the first person?
Because, okay, so Heather's friend, her
we
name
have
is
no shortage of zebras in the
her name
world.
is Sherry.
Yeah.
So Sherry got attacked
I've
by
met
the
Why did you
zebra.
put that in
Yes.
quotes?
Well, because I don't. Her name's Sherry. Sherry got attacked by the zebra last year sometime, and the owner of it grabbed he got his gun out to go kill the zebra, and she insisted that he not kill it.
No.
Why is
Sorry,
it her
zebra.
choice? He's the owner.
Well,
Mm-mm.
she's like, it was my fault. Blah blah blah.
Give
well,
a
the
shit if
thing-
your fault or not. Take that
the
zebra
thing-
out.
The thing ended up attacking him a couple weeks ago and got killed by the Pickaway County Sheriff.
I'm sorry, Zebra Biscuit. It's time to go down.
Yep.
It ain't happening.
Yeah.
So one of my jobs early on, I was working as a church camp counselor in Rio Grande, Ohio.
Perfect.
And
That's perfect for you.
yeah. And it was Bob Evans Farms. We would take the kids to Bob Evans Farms and they would go horseback riding. Well, I remember the first time I grew up in the city, and then I moved out to Rushville, Ohio, which was cows and pigs. There was no horses for me. So first time I see a horse, I'm like, oh, it's a horse. I'm like, I'm gonna go pet this horse, right? It bites the shit out of my hand. It's like chomp.
Yeah.
And and Bob Evans, when he was still alive, I think he was like 84 or 85, walks up and he goes, how? Punches this horse in the nose. He's like, don't be a pussy, just punch it in the nose.
Oh my God.
Good dude.
That I think
Yeah.
should be on your LinkedIn. That should be your quote on LinkedIn. Don't be a pussy, punch it in the nose.
Put that in quotes and then put Bob Evans.
Yes.
Get that.
I get
printed
it.
on a
You know what? We
t-shirt.
just named this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
So zebras are very territorial. They will kill anything that they think is a baby.
Hmm.
And the reason why they do that is because in the wild, babies attract predators. So they kill all the other animals' babies around them. So predators don't come in and attack.
Is that what it? Yeah, because it's like mating season. So he had the one
That's
male.
terrible foreplay. Terrible foreplay.
Yeah, he had the one male and then six females.
Ah,
The first,
I'd be high-fiving him for that.
yeah, the first
Woof.
zebra born in captivity in the U.S. was on that farm in Pickaway
Circleville?
County. Yeah,
How long
he
did the-
every year he sells them to zoos.
Hmm.
Like they have babies every year and he sells them to zoos.
See,
Wow.
when I was a kid, we used to go to I lived in California. We used to go to all the little carnivals all around. And I remember zebras.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So
Bird
I
at
can
a
still-
carnival sounds pretty much spot on.
no, I remember we went to this one carnival and they had zebras, but they didn't have stripes. I'm not sure why.
You might have been too young to
That's a
remember.
horse.
But you
A
were,
zebra without stripes is a
No,
horse.
No, this is a real carnival.
are
They
you
have-
sure you aren't remembering it wrong and your family was just carnies?
No, so they had zebras without stripes. They had the world's tallest midget. They had the bearded man. It was all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just every time I think about
World's
childhood,
tallest midget. I went to
That's the name of this episode.
Daytona Bike Week. It was in between one of my marriages. I don't know. There's a pretty wide berth there, but it was in between one of my marriages. I went to Daytona Bike Week with no motorcycle. And they had the midget wrestling world finals on the beach in Daytona Beach.
Oh gosh, that's so wrong.
Okay, quick question. Blanton's, Elijah
Wait.
Craig, or Eagle Rare?
water.
Yeah, my vote would be Eagle Rare, but you just had a monster brought down.
Well, yeah, I'm working on it. But I also had an ice cube brought down, and I can't let that go to waste.
So I've got a midget story, right?
Of course you do.
So it's only been a couple years ago, but we went to Pigeon Forge. A couple friends of mine. We went to Pigeon Forge. A couple families.
Was it another guy weekend?
Yeah, it's another guy weekend. But yeah, we took the Jag. No, so we go to Pigeon Forge. It's the last night out. I went with my buddy. Went to this bar, and we see like 9 midgets come in. And I'd been drinking. I'm pretty well stoked. And I'm excited. I'm like, holy shit, look at all those midgets. Oh, yeah.
As if you had to be drunk to say, look at all those midgets. Oh, yeah.
I think I'd be a little bit more reserved. I'd be like,
No, you wouldn't.
check that out.
I've seen you talk about a fat girl completely stone sober in a restaurant.
Was she there?
Yes, she was there.
Oh,
you pointed
yeah.
at her.
Yeah, I pointed. She was just in that general direction. East.
She was in all those directions.
So they come in and I'm all excited. And I'm looking at my buddy. I'm like, I'm going to go fight them. I'm going to go kick their ass. There's like 9 of them. I think I got beer muscles out going everywhere. The guy be sitting behind us at the next table. He taps me on the shoulder and goes, that's a bad idea. He's like, they're all professional wrestlers. And they love it when somebody challenges them to a fight because they take them outside and they beat the ever-living shit out of them.
9 of them, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
it'd be 1v1. I think you'd win.
All you'd do is you'd put your hand
yeah,
out
yeah.
like this.
well, my theory is if they attack one at a time, I've got them, right? 'Cause I'll just
Yes.
take one, grab them by the ankle.
Oh no.
use them like a mallet.
Yeah. Play whack-a-mole. But no, seriously, I guess they've done this multiple times. They come in and they just have a good time. And if somebody challenges them, they go outside, they take them out to the parking lot and they beat the piss out of them. And they have beaten some big dudes. Like this guy was like, I saw this guy was a big weightlifter, went out there, he got stomped. Like,
I had 9 people attacking your crotch at once is probably pretty tough to handle.
Tell me about it.
Tuesday night
remembering
for
what-
Keith.
Yeah.
9 midgets
Sloopies.
attacking his crotch at once.
Things have gotten hairy. I'll tell you that much.
Got midgets and wildcats with cocaine and Tom Brady being a minority.
This is interesting range of topics tonight.
It is. Things have gotten dicey. I like
We're
it.
at-
How much time have we got?
We've been going at this for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, we need to let's get a
Don't.
wrap here.
What do you got? What do you?
I've not been pounding monsters for the last 2 hours and bourbon at the same
These
time.
aren't real monsters. These have no caffeine in them.
That's what I mean. They're alcohol monsters.
Yeah, but they're not like Four Locos. They don't have any caffeine in them.
Oh.
Domestic violence in a can.
What the monsters take me up, the bourbon brings me down. So I'm pretty much level. I should be able to
Yeah.
drive.
I'm not
Try
sure
it.
that's how that works.
I
Try
can
it.
drive and hang drywall at the same time.
Switch to your phone and try it. Let's see how this goes.
Why don't you have Shane as your passenger? And
Oh,
Oh,
you heard from him, Bert?
no, oh
No.
shit, I gotta check.
yeah, you got to check because I know I haven't.
What did you say earlier, Keith, when we were talking about you said Cash App, and I said that sounds a little sketchy. You said Cash App is the speedway of
Of money exchange apps,
right.
like Venmo is Sheets and Cash App is Speedway.
Speedway on West Broad.
Right. No, Venmo, Jim and I were talking about that. Venmo holds a grudge. It's like a woman. Because several years ago, one of the how many times have I lived with you, Jim? Has it been
I
3 or
don't know.
4?
Yeah, something like that. 3 or 4.
So Jim and subsequently me had a house on the golf course.
Yeah.
at
Which golf course?
Apple Valley.
Did it have
we-
a clown or a windmill?
No. It was a real golf course. We
You
had
lived in
this
a little shed.
we
with the
had this
clubs?
beautiful chateau on the golf course, and unfortunately we had to have his other roommate live with us, who was also his girlfriend at the same time. And I think she was on the lease, so we shared this house. We were roommates, and that was the same place where I throttled my kid and destroyed your garden at the same.
yes. That was amazing. One of the top 5 funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
So we're playing baseball, and I go to tag somebody out, and Kyle's standing in the way. Kyle always gets the raw end of the deal when it comes to sports because he freezes.
Yeah.
So
he's like a
playing.
deer.
He's playing first base. I'm playing pitcher. I go to tag somebody out. Kyle's in the way. He gets leveled. Cam steals second base. Your first base, which is the garden, gets broken.
Keith just full like rhino charges at his kid and dives to make this out in my backyard like he's in the World Series.
You're as big as Joey Bosa.
Yeah. Bust the railing around the garden, hit the fence.
I forgot I hit the fence.
Yeah, he had like dirt on his face, in his teeth.
What is wrong with you?
I didn't get the out.
Yeah, I will say that Keith is pretty consistent. He shows no mercy in sports to age, whether you're a 70-year-old man on a basketball court or an 8-year-old kid in your backyard playing wiffle ball. He will take you out if you are in between him and making the play. I saw him rifle a ball at Kyle too, knocked his glasses off his face and everything. And then
It was football. I was like, hey, we're out playing.
yeah,
in
like,
the-
hey,
we're
let's
out
just go out
playing
and toss
in
the ball around. And Keith is just now suddenly he's Aaron Rodgers and just rocketing balls at everybody, all the kids.
It's like that video of Peyton Manning throwing balls to kids and yelling at them. Yeah.
yes.
That was that the same? It was the same apartment that I lived in Grove
Mhm.
City. Was it the same weekend that you were waiting on us and me and Hannah pulled up?
Yeah, it was the same weekend. Yeah,
Hannah
same
gets-
day.
Hannah gets out of my car or my truck. She's got her dog. She's got her laptop bag. She's got her duffel bag. She's got something else, and she's like piling all of these things on
She's
her.
got other bags of food too. You stopped and
Grocery
got food
bags
for us. Yeah.
grocery bags. She's got her slushy from Speedway. So she's carrying all of this stuff. And Hannah was like 110 pounds soaking wet. She's got everything that she needs for 2 weeks at my apartment. I get out, I've got my slushy and I got Jim's slushy, and that's it.
And he walks up to me. He's like, here you go. And then he just stands there talking to me, sipping on his drink while she's lumbering by with all this stuff. Yeah. Then, yeah, a couple hours later, hey, let's go. It's nice outside. Let's go toss the football around. You know, just a friendly. And no, next thing,
I did a
dividing up
5-step
teams.
drop
Yes.
and rifled it in like it was the right.
Yeah.
So I hit him, right? I throw it. It hits him in the cheek. His glasses
Yeah.
fly 10 feet in the air. And I wear his ass out because
Yeah.
he missed it.
He dropped it.
Get
Yeah.
your ass out of here. That's
Yeah. Get your ass out of here.
I was like, come on, it hit your hands.
No, hit him in the face.
Real quick, completely forgot. Hashtag Brittany Blast.
Okay.
That is a weekly thing now.
Oh, gotcha.
should you yell it or what are you
Are
supposed
you
to
going to do it
with
at the
that?
end so you make her listen to the whole episode before you shut
Brittany! Did you hear it?
We heard
we
it.
heard
Wanted
it,
to be
yeah.
sure it wasn't too loud. Because
You're
I've
like all up
screamed
on
it
that
into the
mic tonight.
microphone and pegged the volumes.
You're all up on the microphone tonight.
She's a married woman.
Am I? Am I too
Yeah.
close?
Yeah,
I don't feel like I'm on top of it.
that's what she said.
No, not at all. You're not on at all.
I know.
Thanks for telling me 2 hours into the show, guys.
Yeah. But you still haven't adjusted.
Well, you didn't. Is that better?
Yes.
Is it
Can't
better?
hear you now. We can't hear you.
You know,
Keith.
my steering wheel's right here.
What's that got to do with what?
I don't know that. I intentionally keep my steering wheel out of the frame.
Oh, the
You can
monster's hitting in now.
I was
kicking
gonna say
in
you
right
can
there?
totally drive.
Yeah.
It's good. You're fine.
He randomly says,
Heather's-
I got my steering wheel right here. Okay.
Heather has to go get Audrey. Hey,
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm out.
you're out.
I'm out.
We'll hold. Go grab another one.
I finished off that. What was it? The
Angels Envy Rye.
Angels Envy Rye. Yeah. That drink that neat. That do not add ice to that. It is
That
got a
Rye's
caramel
gin-
taste in it.
That Rise Gin behind you.
The what?
The Rise Gin. The
Oh yeah, from Castle and Key.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Yeah,
Is that my
stuff.
E.H. Taylor on the shelf there?
it is. Yeah.
Do I
You don't
need to
have-
go over and show you the store pick?
No, that's all right. I believe you got it.
This is not store pick. But Eagle Rare, you like Eagle Rare.
Yes.
You're
I
gonna
do.
be spoiled on the store pick.
Looking forward to it.
It's store pick stuff is so good. Single barrel store pick, fantastic. It's like I can't hardly drink this. This is hard to drink.
Yeah, I like Eagle Rare.
Yeah, you like I said, you'll really like the store pick stuff. I'm getting a
Yeah.
little blurry.
You
Like a-
think?
I'm getting an air conditioned buzz in the back end of something. I can hear like a buzz.
In my phone?
I don't know who's broadcasting it. Could be me for all I know.
I don't hear it. Maybe it's me.
You know, we're at 2 hours. We should probably call this.
Yeah.
God, the worst part about our show is when we have to end it. I have so much fun with you guys. I don't give a shit.
It is a blast. I give
It
you
is
that.
a blast. Is Bo there? Bring him down.
No, he's not.
He's not.
That's
He's
why I couldn't do it last night.
Grayson's here tonight, and
Oh.
he wasn't asleep. I take him to bed normally at 8. And he gets on his tablet and he goes to sleep real fast. I took him up at 7:45. I'm like, he'll go right out. 8:05, he was fired up. So like he was watching his tablet and I went out of his room and like he put his tablet down and he gave me the evil eye. And I just like I pulled his door shut and I looked on his camera and he just like he put his tablet back up and started watching it again. So he was okay with it.
There you go. Send us home, Keith.
Are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we're good.
It's 10 o'clock Friday night.
Yeah.
What
Those-
else are
the-
you gonna do tonight?
Those of us who've worked this week.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Knock your shit off about working. This is April 4th, right?
No. This is March 24th, and we debut this March 28th.
We've already got a show recorded for March 28th.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
all right.
that's right. We
So
got one
this
in the
is April
can.
4th,
All right.
right?
Look at
And
it. I thought
I'm
you,
and I'm the drunk one.
well, I thought you were saying today is April.
Why don't
4th.
you polish off that bottle of that pour of bourbon you got, Jim?
I'm not gonna dump it out. I will finish it.
Dump it out in your face,
I'm not chugging bourbon.
pussy.
All right.
Oh my.
What?
All right.
Thank you for listening. Our next pod will drop on Tuesday. For more content, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, and Twitter. The links can be found in the podcast description. If you'd like to leave a message, you can go to anchor.fm/SSS pod. We will play any of them on the show. We're actually going to start a new
Yes.
segment.
Yeah.
We're going to start a new segment. I got an email this week about
It's
thing-
questions.
it's questions. I was shocked by the questions.
Yeah.
The questions that they asked, it was like not personal questions, but questions about us as individuals.
He got an IRS on it.
And I was shocked by the question. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to ask or add a listener question segment. So if you want to send us a question,
Carol.
I don't think it
Brittany.
was from her. It wasn't from Brittany either. Actually, I need to. What is our email address?
Our email address is tripplespod2022@gmail.com. And that's SSSPOD2022@gmail.com.
So if you send any questions you might have to that email address, we will answer them on the show. And it's funny, in my Facebook, I got 2 questions. We'll move them forward to next week. But if you have any questions, send them to that email address. We'll answer those questions on the show.
I think you need to end it, Keith. You're starting to lose it. Starting to lose it.
Shit's
Yeah, I didn't know if
starting
you're
to-
gonna make it through that one or not.
I'm getting the spins.
Girls, man. Oh, did you do the out thing yet? No, you stopped.
think I
halfway
did it.
through.
We're done.
All
We're
right.
done.
Bye,
See you
come
guys.
honkies.
Stop